Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast presented to you by Music Never Stopped. Today is Thursday, November 6th, and today marks set 2 of the All Jammed Up podcast.
Well, we're all jammed up and we're ready to blast. It's time for Clay and Chloe's music podcast.
Good morning, fools, and welcome to set 2 of the All Jammed Up podcast. This today is what I've been working for the last year. This is my masterpiece. This is the compilation of everything that I've worked for the past 11 months, and we're gonna get into all that. This is just like a new era of the All Jammed Up. All Jammed Up is still All Jammed Up. It's more of a music podcast now than a jam band podcast. It's an all music podcast, and it's not just created with my ideas. It's created with the ideas of all the people who believed in it. And Chloe's not just for Chloe's Corner anymore. Chloe's now part of the podcast because it's not just my thing anymore. This all jammed up world that I'm creating is me and Chloe's world. So you see things, if you're watching, things are a little different. Chloe's with me, and today we're going to do a recap of Hulaween first. And then we're going to move into what All Jammed Up means to me and to Chloe. And before we do all that, we have to describe the past week or so, because we did Billy Strings, and we talked about Billy Strings and what happened there. And that episode's back on Spotify, so you can go find it. But we have to talk about all that and like everything that went on the past week and how we got here and make it real, because so much fake stuff happened in Hulaween because it's a festival but the music's real there, and the love is real there, and the people there are all real too. So, but to make all sense, we just have to recap the week, right? And then on the back end, we'll kind of tie this all together. So if you're listening to this right now, and if usually you listen passively, just maybe tune in a little more today and just really hear what I'm trying to say, because it's something that Chloe and I really believe in. And if you're listening to this, I really want you to be a part of it. And what I want you to be a part of is the all jammed up world that Chloe and I and all the people involved who know who they are, you're listening to this right now. And you'll probably get mentioned in this podcast today if you're involved in this weekend. But there's also people that are involved in it that weren't here this weekend. They were involved in the All Jammed Up world the day it started. They were involved in the All Jammed Up world the first podcast, like Alex Bazemore. And they were involved in the 8th podcast with all the lot kids, Sean and Mason and Troy and Gigi and Manis. So there's a collection of people that have been getting involved in this world that are already involved in it. But you listening, this might be your first episode listening. And Chloe and I just say welcome. We're glad you're here. And let's have some fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely, baby.
Alrighty.
Fuck yeah, so I guess we just start with Wednesday, right?
Well, I guess we can do... So we saw Jamie Buffett. We interviewed Jamie Buffett before their show. And we were never in that Jimmy Buffett world, really. We know who he was, but the whole world was just like Margaritaville, Cheeseburger in Paradise. You know a little more than I do.
I know a little more being a Florida girl.
Yeah.
Every Floridian loves a little Jimmy Buffett. But again, it was a period in my life where I was at the beach a lot, and what you do at the beach is listen to Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
So it was a short period in my time, never really engulfed myself into that environment or that world.
And we went to the show, and we hung out with, this delicious One Road beer that I'm drinking that I took the label off of.
The label is not on. Don't know why we did that.
I remember, but it's too long of a story for the podcast right now. But we went to the Jamie Buffett show, and we interviewed him in a Waffle House, which was a first for us ever. And they said next time we're going to do it in a Chili's. So
I love that.
That's what Tyler said.
At a booth, love.
So we interviewed them, and that was a lot of fun. And we went to their show, and I went into it I did go into it optimistic, because I like those guys a lot, and they've let me into their world. And we went to the show, and they played all Jimmy Buffett tunes, but they threw an Althea in there. And I almost kind of felt like that was for us because they knew we were going to be there, and we were Grateful Dead guys. And they played a Panic show, and I feel like that was for everyone in Athens because we were in Athens, Georgia. And then they were nice enough to get us on the guest list, but they also gave us backstage passes. And after the show, I just wanted to go give them stickers, so we ran back there, gave them the backstage passes, or gave them the stickers. And Bob, the lead guitarist, who I'd say is the front man of Jammy Buffet, he was just like, hey man, thanks for being here. You're part of this world now. And if you listen to the first Jammy Buffett podcast, a reoccurring thing, and that was world building. With like the Lord of the Rings does it, and Fish did it, and the Grateful Dead did it. So like they're building their own world, and that night they let us into their world. And it was a really fun experience. And they invited us out for drinks afterwards, and unfortunately we were tired. It had been a long few days, and I'm talking into this now because Balthazar taught me the other day, not on the top of it. But so yeah, we did Jamie Buffett. That was a blast, and that was Tuesday night, right? Yeah. So we did Tuesday night, and then Wednesday happened, and I'll let you go ahead and run with that now.
And then Wednesday, so we make our way from Athens to Suwannee. It may be about 4.5 hour drive. Probably.
Other side, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now you're there. I can hear you better.
There we go. We're figuring it out, guys. It's only taken us 11 months. But, I mean, we do our final preps at that Walmart just down the road, and we get into the festival grounds. And, of course, we show up. We don't have our physical passes. We're not prepared, like, ID-wise.
Yeah, we didn't have anything because, like, we just knew.
We knew we were on a list.
We were on a list, yeah, and we didn't know what that entailed.
We don't know the verbiage to use. We're with media. We have no clue. We're
Serious
supposed to get
imposter
camping.
syndrome pulling up to this.
Big time, because here we are. We do Hulaween. We do it.
Yeah.
And I think that they maybe didn't know that we are like frequent Hulaween goers.
Suwannee, not just Hulaween, Suwannee.
Yes,
Yeah.
frequent Suwannee partakers. And so we show up, we get our wristbands. They
And
gave
their
us
VIP mummy, yeah, which we didn't ask for, we didn't need,
which
but
is an incredible
gracious,
upgrade that we were not expecting. And then make our way to like registration or whatever, and we get our press passes, which was the first craziest feeling. And we met up with the Disco guys. They were kind of behind us in line.
Shouts
gave
out
them
Jake
a hello.
and the merch guy. I can never remember his name, but he's great too. And he was like, it's funny because like they saw us and like they weren't like this Clint and Chloe. They was like, here's the All Jammed Up team.
Yeah,
and like that's
yeah.
what they saw us as, you know.
So we pick those up and we start making our way in. We camped in Renaissance this year. The last couple times we've been in Suwannee, we've done Bird Sanctuary, but we camped out in Renaissance with our good friend Omar, who is a friend that we met in Asheville
months ago, and now we're
and how close as can be.
and like the rest of those guys in camp too. There was Elijah and Emily
And Rob
and Savannah and Cole and Connor
and Omed
and then Robert. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. I think that's everybody. But like
and Julie. She was on the other side.
Okay, and Julie, and I think there was Phil too.
Yes, Phil.
And like when we get there, we realize that last year we camped next to all these people. They had the
Without knowing at all.
without knowing a single one of them. I don't think we really
hadn't even met
interacted
Omar.
with any of them last year.
No. So what we liked to do every night though was to blow up our coochie couches. I don't know the real term for 'em, but blow up our little coochie couches, and we would sit underneath these trees. And they did like I don't even know if it was a light show or if we were seeing it as a light show.
Yeah.
But we were watching the lights that were coming off of their camp every night. And that was like the way that we would unwind.
Yeah.
And then we start setting up our campsite this Wednesday, and we see the same lights, and we see the trampoline, and we see the same tape, and all these things.
That bluegrass skeletons.
Yeah, the bluegrass skeletons and the inflatable couches that they had. And we're like,
Wait, did this happen already?
we had fully camped next to them the year before without knowing them. And if I want to go on a little side tangent there, the way that we're connected to like these people in Asheville without even knowing them, like Alec had camped at New Orleans
the year before.
For Billy String's New Year. Didn't know her yet. Like, just little connections. I like those things.
Yeah, it's all because it is like in a way we're all connected somehow as long as like we believe that and we think
like,
that there is a connection and like there's another crazy connection that I think happened Saturday, and we'll get to that when we get to that. But then Wednesday, that was kind of like the really cool thing that happened Wednesday. And then we kind of just like, we met up with Grace, our friend, and then her friends, Lissa and Taylor, who became our friends.
Yeah.
And we kind of just got like a little spun out and walked around the whole campground and just like got lost at Suwannee like you do.
Yeah, what everyone does the first day you're there, you just wander and you follow noises.
Follow
and you,
Renegade sets.
Yeah, just figure out lights and where directions and
how to get back to
check
camp.
marks,
Yeah.
checkpoints. And yeah, we went and we found a couple Renegades and kind of bopped back and forth between them, and we just had this really nice time getting to know these friends that Grace
And we met
had
Shane
brought.
and Allie, right?
Shane and Allie.
Mhm.
Alex. Yeah.
And then, yeah, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
And that was all day Wednesday, and then we went home and we slept. We actually went to bed pretty early on Wednesday.
I would say so,
All
yeah.
things considered,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Thursday we get up, and so we were there to party. But we were also there to work. We did some interviews. We did a festival podcast similar to the Lot podcast that you guys have seen, but just at a festival. And we did that. And we thought we didn't have any interviews Thursday.
Oh
So
my
we're at the
goodness.
campground, and like I'd scheduled an interview with Travis Book of the infamous String Dusters, and there was just miscommunication between his manager and I. And we were like, okay, we're doing it Friday at 2. But the infamous String Dusters played Thursday night. So we were just like, oh, they must just be staying the night. They're going to party. And then I'll do it the next day. So I didn't really think anything when she said that because I knew they played that night. So I'm back at the campground. We met up with our buddy Music Never Stopped. He came in. Or no, he wasn't there yet. Actually, he wasn't there yet. We were with Troy.
Yes.
And we were with Troy, and we're just sitting at the camp bullshit and reminiscing about Billy Strings the weekend before.
Yeah,
and
'cause he was there.
I'm drinking a beer, hanging out, taking it easy. And at like 1:45, something comes over me, because I never look at my phone at Suwannee.
Yeah.
But something came over me, just like, go look at your phone. And I look at my phone, and the infamous String Dusters manager emails me. And she's like, hey, it is 2 o'clock today. And I'm drinking a beer, and like, luckily that's all I was doing was drinking a beer. And I like kind of start freaking out, because like what you guys see here is our whole podcast setup. Like I have 2 mics, this little box, I don't even know what it's called, this adapter, my computer, the charger,
A tripod and an
iPhone camera. So like I can't even look up things on my phone. And for some reason I had this crazy imposter like, and they're like, there's a media tent that you'll do your interview in. And I had this idea in my head that I just had created that from nowhere, that the media tent was going to be this big nice room with all these other people and like nicely dressed. And if you guys saw the thing on Instagram the other day with Balthazar, you saw how I dressed at Hulaween. I was wearing wook pants, no shoes, a tie-dye shirt, and I think I was wearing this hat. But I was like, I'm not going to change for anyone.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is going to suck when I show up there, and these guys from like these big publications and these big agencies, and they're like, who are you? And I'm like, we're all jammed up. And so I did tell someone we're all jammed up, and they're like, what publication? I was like, that's it. But anyways, we get to the media tent, and it's literally a tent, and there's these 3 girls volunteering who like just completely slipped our mind. They introduced us. They were so nice, but we were so wrapped up in the interview.
So we read that email at 1:50.
Yeah.
And the interview was for 2. We had kind of scouted the grounds out that morning of like where we need to go.
Yeah.
But we have an entire wagon of stuff.
And we can't, because we were VIP, but we weren't like the highest level
like
of VIP.
producers or anything like that. So we could only get into the festival grounds at 2 o'clock.
And the interview was at 2.
Yeah, and so like the media tent, we didn't know where the media tent was because we hadn't stepped foot in the grounds yet. So we already were kind of
Panicking.
battling this like, what the hell are we doing?
What are we getting ourselves into?
We have Hulaween. We are working with Hulaween for this. This is something that like
This is our
they
shot.
invited us to do it because they saw something that they were like, yeah, let's get this on board. And this is our first interview, our first shot with it.
We're late.
We're already panicked.
We're late. We're not prepared. I didn't have anything prepared for Travis's interview because I didn't think it was going to happen.
Because we thought we had a whole day.
And then we get to the booth, and I see what the booth is, and it's just a tent. And
A tent with 3 plastic tables and a couple of fold-out chairs.
Yeah. And I see Travis, and he's just like, hey, man, excited to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he's excited to do it.
Yeah.
And then we got the cameras rolling and the mic started and we sat down and we talked for half an hour.
And it was such a
Perfect.
smooth, and like Travis immediately made us feel so much more comfortable, and like that we were supposed to be doing it. Like we were meant to be in that tent.
And what I learned that day, what I learned on day one of Hulaween, and that the imposter syndrome that I have is just all it's in me.
Yeah.
It's inside of me. It's a projection of my own insecurities.
Yeah.
So after that, I kind of felt more confident, and I don't have that imposter syndrome about All Jammed Up anymore.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have it. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredibly important.
Now, that's enough about me and what I learned day one. You talk about the music.
Okay, so let me pull out. So, well, to start, the infamous String Dusters. That was the first.
Yep.
That was the first set we saw on Thursday, and they played with Sierra Hull, and I have to say, definitely one of the highlights of the set.
Yeah.
We got a steam-powered airplane,
Yep.
which we also got at Billy, and as soon as he started strumming,
I was like, no way we get it twice.
Exactly. I was so excited. I was like, there's no way, because Clint fucking loves that song. I know I said it in the Billy pod.
airplane.
I will say no one beats,
Billy Fallon. Well, I mean, no one beats John Hartford.
but no one beats John Hartford. But second to John Hartford, no one beats Billy Fallon.
Yeah.
But they did it incredible. It was super fun. And then Sierra Hull, the way that her voice fit with those guys, and the way that she plays her mandolin, and she is a beast.
Petition to get Sierra Hull in String Dusters all full time.
I wish maybe I did write it down, but when we were interviewing Travis Book, he
shouted her out.
He shouted
Best
her
mandolin
out.
player in the world, I think is what he said. We can't give away the whole episode.
Oh yeah, I just put Sierra Hull who was set. But basically, huge shout out to her from Travis Book, because she fucking deserves it. I kind of have this funny thing about me where I don't love a female voice in bluegrass music. I don't know what it is. I think that maybe I just haven't explored enough. I think
Yeah.
that's all it comes down to, because
It's rooted, I think male's rooted in tradition too, and like sometimes tradition's easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I like Bella White and I like Sierra Farrell, and like I'm not opposed to a female singer in that style of music, but for some reason when I think of bluegrass, I never think female. And
It sounds like that you do like it, 'cause you just and you like Molly Tuttle and you
I
like
do
Sierra
like
Hull.
Molly. Well, I didn't know I liked Molly Tuttle.
Yeah, that's true.
Truthfully, Molly Tuttle was another one I hadn't really given a chance, because in my head I told myself I don't like females in bluegrass music. That's like a weird thing. I'm getting over it now, guys. We're learning as we
We're
can
living and
see,
learning.
you know. But that whole set was incredible, and then they brought out, what was his name? Emmett
Nershey.
Nershey.
Or no, Bill Nershey.
Bill
Because
Nershey.
it's Drew Emmett from Leftover Salmon, and Bill Nershey's in.
There we go.
Cheese.
Sorry, yes. So brought him out, and that was really fun. And we did think we were gonna get a New Country Blues, but we didn't. But
We're
it's
not that
okay.
spoiled. We weren't that spoiled.
It's okay, because we are starting to learn not to chase songs, and we'll get more into that for.
Yep. At the
Oh,
end
that's
of,
at the end of this day.
yeah. But
Okay.
two things that you forgot from that I want to mention.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Just Like Heaven by The Cure was their second song. That was awesome. And then Sierra Hull did the Black Muddy River,
River,
which was like beautiful. Like I can't think of another word to describe it.
Yeah, just beautiful. Like
Yeah.
awe-inspiring, awe-stricken, like an incredible version of that song for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And
And
then
then we did the EDM stuff. We saw Jade Cicada and Tape B. That was cool.
Jade Cicada was sick.
Yeah.
Really like Jade Cicada.
Immersive, a little too intense for us.
Yeah, so it went Jade Cicada, Immersive, Tape B. And for Jade Cicada, we did go ahead and use our VIP privileges.
Yeah, and we got pretty close.
And we got up, yeah.
On the rail, pretty much. That was the only thing we were on the rail with.
And I gotta say, that blew me away as well. We didn't start listening to them until a couple weeks ago.
Because they're in that tipper sphere and we wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. Gonna be listening to Jade Cicada
Mr.
more often.
Cicada.
Yeah, Sir Cicada. And then Immersive.
But
we
what did
stayed for the beginning.
But then we walked away to the vendors.
Yeah. Okay, so that was before Tape B?
Because we wanted to
Okay.
find Grace to tell her the story.
So we didn't like...
Do you want to say this or do you want me to?
I'll start,
Okay.
and then you can.
Okay.
So we didn't like Immersive. We tried to stay for our friend Shane that we had met through Grace.
A little too intense for us.
He was like, if you like Jade Cicada, just like give Immersive a try. I dug it for the first song, and then like the fire started shooting and the lasers and like the bass got heavy, and that's just not the kind of EDM I like. I like to flow. I don't really like to be all headbang.
Hit one of these, yeah.
Exactly. I want to feel like water. I don't want to feel like a rock sinking to the ground. So we did walk away, and we went to go explore some vendors, and we stumbled across Tiger.
And we're walking just like through the vendor, like, again, a little... we weren't really spun at this point. No, we were just kind of feeling good.
In a haze, yeah.
In a haze. And we're walking.
In that nice, like, glow.
And we hear this lady, and she, like, gets up and kind of points at us. And she's like, hey, all jammed up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, that's us. Here's a sticker. And she was like, no, wait. And she starts, like, name-dropping, like, you had Forest City Press, and you talked about when you mixed them up with someone else. And you had Alex Bazemore, and you talked about the Big Yellow Taxi song, and you were like, Counting Crows do it when it's really Joni Mitchell. And I was like, oh, I'm so old.
And you had John Stickley.
And he said that was her favorite episode. And like, again, I still kind of had this imposter syndrome that day. Mm-hmm. And not because I didn't belong there, but it was more of like, who am I doing this for? Mm-hmm. And I'm a person who likes to talk and kind of like to be the center of attention at times. And I think that's part of the reason why I started this podcast. But this podcast is work. And I'm not doing it for me, and work is supposed to be hard. And if you've been listening to the podcast, you can tell I've gotten better at being a podcast host, because instead of me talking, the thing that I'm good at and the thing I like to do and the thing I've been doing in sales and roles I didn't like, I was good at it, though, because I'm good at talking. And now as being a podcast host, I kind of have to just shut up every now and then and listen. And, like, work is supposed to be hard, and it's kind of hard for me at times to do that, as you can probably tell when I interrupt Chloe all the time. But I'm learning to do that, and that conversation we had with Tiger was, like, so inspiring, because she was like, I listen to every episode. I listen to some other jam band podcast, but I prefer yours. And she's like, I'm
always on the road.
I'm traveling to festival, and she's like, and it makes my drive easy when I just get to hear. And when she saw us, she was like, Chloe. And it took her a second to get my name, because she listens to every episode. And every Thursday we say Chloe's Corner. And I don't say my name that much in the podcast. I guess sometimes I'll say, like, I'm your host, Clint Dotson. But I don't say it because it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about all the people that I'm meeting and all the people that love All Jammed Up and want to come live in this world with us that we're creating.
Yeah.
And, like, Tiger, I know you're listening. And thanks for staying with us, because guess what? You're living in this world with us, and we can't wait to see you again in the real world.
Yeah.
And that was a really big moment for me Thursday.
Yeah. The, like, genuine excitement, and you could tell she just had this, like, love and admiration and appreciation for us.
Appreciation.
When we didn't even know her name 30 seconds before.
And isn't that all what we want, is to be appreciated?
Yeah, and
there's different ways to do it.
To be in a community where you do feel genuine love. And that was a moment where
I felt
someone
so much
grabbed
love.
us and was like, hey, I have love for you.
Yeah.
I hadn't even met her before, and she had this love, and she
knew
was so
much
kind.
about us.
She was so invested. She had taken the time to learn, and she was actively listening to everything we were saying. When she said the Forest City Press thing, that is wild, because that shows every episode you're listening
that's not
to,
a
because,
big
like,
name.
That's not your first episode, and that's not John Stickley, and that's not Andy Frasco. That is someone that we met on lot in New Orleans.
And he gave us a sticker that I liked.
And we danced with him at a bar, and he gave you a sticker. Yeah, and we both had the stickers on our water bottles for years. And that's our story with Forest City Press, and she wanted to listen to that, and she listened to it until the end, where you told him that, I'll be honest, I looked up the wrong person, and I have all these things, and I had to wing this interview.
And it was good, because I cared to learn about him.
Yeah.
And you can see some of the other interviews that I've had with, like, I can't really think of any, or I don't really want to name any, but, like, there's people I've had in the podcast that are, like, bigger names. And, you know, like, maybe I didn't want to learn as much about them, but I wanted to use their big name to kind of grow my podcast. And that's not real, and that's not authentic.
Which is unfair. To people that which is unfair.
You know, I think that's imposter syndrome, but I don't think there's been any that when I got to talking with them, I didn't care.
Yeah,
maybe
I
the
do agree.
initial reason I wanted to interview them was because, like, oh, he's got a big platform, and I'll be able to get seen more if I do that.
Yeah.
And one of the people who did that is Sugar Leg.
Yeah.
He was one of the first big names we reached out to. And when I reached out to him, he was so excited to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was so excited to do it, when I finally got to meet him and do the interview, I was so excited for it. And that's why he's been on episode 19, episode 54, and episode 75. Because I'm excited whenever I see him. And when I go to Cosmic Country shows, I don't go backstage and be like, oh, guys, I'm here. I just go to the front of the rail at the beginning of the show. Hey, Sugar, have a good show. And the end of the show, hey, Sugar, that was a great show.
Yeah.
And then I leave because he just put in so much work to make me happy. And shouts out the Cosmic Country Boys because they were the last set on Sunday. And god damn.
Yeah, we will get into that. That might have to be a whole segment in itself. We will get into that.
Anything else happened Thursday?
Well, I want to go back to
sorry.
what you said real quick. I do agree with you that probably maybe your initial intention when you reached out to someone was this could go somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, this could get a lot of views. I do believe none of your conversations have felt that way. I don't think that.
But maybe I still believe it because I had that imposter syndrome,
Yeah. And
there are people I've said no to that wanted to come on the podcast because I was like, I don't.
It doesn't really align
with my mission, but like, what if it aligns with their mission, and I'm just not giving them a chance to accomplish their goals? Like, and maybe that's okay, maybe that's something I need to figure out, but like, something to think about at a different time. But yeah. Well, that's a different thing, I think.
Yeah. But basically, so then we had this interaction with Tiger, and we had such a full feeling that we maybe walked 15 steps away and we sat on the ground and we just hugged for a while because this was our big event. This was our first time feeling like
legit.
We are given an opportunity to take this a step further.
Yeah.
And we had that interaction with someone so special and not involved with like the Hulaween name and all, but so involved with the community. She is a vendor that travels and does this for a living, and
with the love.
Yeah. And so we just sat on the ground for a bit and we hugged and we cried and we kind of just looked at each other awestruck, and then we were like, what, let's go fucking dance.
Let's go take this energy, and we don't need any drugs or anything. We have so much energy and we're on such a high right now that we've been chasing with the drugs,
Yeah.
But the real high comes from love.
Mm-hmm.
The real high came from the love that Tiger showed us.
Yeah. And so then we took that and we went to Tape B.
And we fucking boogied, and he did a Mac Miller song, and I can't remember the Mac Miller song.
Tape B is so sick, dude. So Tape B was my first introduction to EDM. We went with, was that when we went with Jake? That might have been LS-Dream. Anyway, Tape B was
LS-Dream was Derek, Tape B was Jake and Ashley, and Jake and Ashley and Parker and Killian.
All them.
Yeah.
So that was my first EDM show, and I kind of was into the world of like Mac Miller, Kendrick Lamar, all that stuff growing up when I was like middle to high school range. I know that was big, your scene.
Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J, Mac Miller, like all that though. Like my cousin Andrew, who like I love so much. My cousin Andrew, like we used to get in his car and go to school, and like I like my music real loud, real loud.
Yeah.
And like we listened to that, and like it was just such a fun way to start the day.
Yeah.
And so, Derek too, like Derek was there, and like it was just like a memory that we all got to share. And like now we're all doing our own thing in life, and we don't get to go to school in the morning. But when you're at a Tape B show and he plays, I like to write my music real loud, like you get to relive that memory that you had with those people. Like at least for me, for someone else it's different. Like for Mersive, that intensity for someone, that's their thing,
Yeah.
And it doesn't make it right. It does make it right for them, but it doesn't make it wrong for me just because I don't get it.
Yeah. Yes. And Tape B was an absolute blast. And then after his set was the Tape B Mersive back to back. So after the initial Tape B, we kind of hung around the stage area, and then we were like, we left.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't know if we like hung out in the VIP tent for a bit.
I think maybe we like unwound, yeah. And then we went home and went to sleep, right?
Went home, went to sleep, yeah. So pretty early night for us because that.
No, because we went home and we stayed up with Omar. We partied with Omar, and we were doing little whippies in the
Under his
in our living
tent.
room, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did hang out with Omar for a bit.
And we were up pretty late, and then we woke up the next morning at like 11 and got pretty good sleep that night. And I told myself I was going to do a lot podcast at the playground at 12. And I woke up and I was like, I really don't want to do this today. I don't want to work today. But I know what this is, All Jammed Up is. And I know that Tiger loves those. So I went and I sucked it up and I did the festival pod at the playground. And I met, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 people and had great conversations with them. And I don't want to get too into that because I want to save that for the actual fest pod when it comes out on Monday.
Fair, yes.
So we'll just leave that what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And Chloe's Corner, we'll talk about that later. We'll wait for that. So let's not get into the festival podcast.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did that. It was a beautiful experience. I loved it. We then took the fucking craziest golf cart ride.
I forgot about it.
I did too until I was like, what happened next?
Because we had the VIP, so we were allowed to get a shuttle.
Yeah, so we get on this shuttle, and this guy is just kind of scattered.
Smoking a blunt and having a weed pin in his other hand.
Yeah, like double fisting just weed. And the guy goes, I know this place like the back of my hand. I've been doing this for 8 years. It took us maybe 3 times the amount of time it would have taken us to walk to get back to our campsite. We were just going in
circles.
They close off the road and they make it one way.
Because people were still coming in.
And he could not figure it out. He could not figure it out. It was like 1:30, so people are pouring in. And we're just like trying to cut through all these campsites and like
he's trying to go through production routes and stuff, and he's like,
yeah, he's like scan your bracelets, just try to scan your bracelets.
I was like, we're not production, man. He's like, no, it'll work. And I was like, no, it's
so
not. So
we all get out the golf cart and we're trying to scan our bracelets. We're like, dude, it's red. He's like, just keep scanning. So we were like,
thank God we're not walking again.
Yeah, and so we get fucking, and also his like, he would smoke his joint and then his pen would drop and he would have to stop the golf cart and pick up the pen and then like would drop the joint. He's just like, oh man, I got slippery fingers.
But he was so nice. He
was so damn nice and he was so funny. We didn't like take another shuttle the rest of the time, but he was like, take my number. Yeah. Like, if you need me, I know this place. I'm like, buddy, you don't.
We're good.
But when we eventually got back to the campsite, I think that was when we met up with Music Never Stopped, no? He came.
No, we saw him. He did come there, but we met him right going into
Travis Book Center. Yeah, we forgot that part. We did meet up with him. We hadn't met him before. Like,
I don't need to get into that. His name and all that. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't gonna do that. Yeah, no, I can respect it. Anonymity. Anonymity. But so then, he came and hung out with us for a bit in the tent, and then
we had a really nice chat too.
Yeah, it was a really nice day.
And another thing I want to say is like, Music Never Stopped. Like, you guys see him like collab on every reel that I have. And when I started the podcast, I reached out to like Music Never Stopped, Nugs, Live from Live Music, like all these guys to like work as a partner because I knew that I needed someone to help me grow. Mm-hmm. And Music Never Stopped was the first person that like saw a couple clips from us. And he was like, I believe in what you guys are doing. He was like, I can't help you monetarily at all. So if you want that, I can't do that. But I can help with exposure. And I was like, that's fine. The money will come. The money will eventually come. But right now I do need the exposure. Mm-hmm. And he's never not collabed on a reel. He's never not done something to help me when he can. Mm-hmm. And what he showed me, again, what it comes back to is love. Mm-hmm. He showed me love and support from the get-go. And I'm sure he's listening right now too. So thank you.
Shout out. We love you.
We love you.
We had an amazing week with you. It was so much fun.
Can't wait to do it again at, let's not say the festival, but I think him and I know which one we're going to go to next, and you know too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. But we're not going to tell anybody yet.
We'll keep it a secret. So that was the day we did miss Disco. We wanted to see Disco, but our chat went on too long.
Yeah.
We tried to kind of prep for that.
Well, because we had the Lot podcast, and by the time we got our festival podcast, by the time we got home, it was like 30 minutes left in their set, and by the time we dropped our stuff off and went there, it would have been missed. So I hate that I missed that set, but we did miss it.
Yeah, that is. I'm upset about that one as well. And we didn't really have an interest in pigeons playing ping pong.
And then I met Greg.
Yeah.
I went
at Tiger's.
Yeah, Tiger messaged me, and on the Lot podcast the other day, if you guys listened, you know I asked everyone, what song are you chasing? Mm-hmm. And she was like, hey, come to my tent again. I want to give you a sticker. And the sticker she gave me is sometimes the songs are chasing you. Yeah. And there's a song that chased me that we'll get into that happened on Sunday. But we'll wait till we get there.
Yeah.
And I met Greg of Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. And when I met him, I was like, hey, man, I think I said I caught the end of your set because I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
But, like,
Yeah.
even in that moment, I felt bad that I missed his set. But I didn't, like, he didn't make his set for me to see it.
Yeah.
He made his set for him and for the people that want to be in the Pigeons Playing Ping Pong world.
Because like Chris Dyer said, your art is for you.
Exactly. And we learned that in the Chris Dyer episode. And I shook his hand and I met him. And next time they're around, I'll go see them because I met him and he was nice to me.
Yeah.
And he supported me and he took a sticker and he was like, I'll check you out. And the next time I get a chance, I'm going to go check out Pigeons Playing Ping Pong and try to be a part of their world.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Good plan. But we did catch Sun Squabby. We kind of sat off behind.
We were still like decompressing for that one.
Yeah. So we were there. We were listening to it, but we weren't like actively.
Nothing really captured us during that one.
Yeah. And then String Cheese came on. Honestly, I liked all the String Cheese sets.
Oh, can I say something real quick? Friday after we left back-to-back tape B, we went to Wooksville
Thursday.
and saw Snosberry.
Oh, fuck. I've completely forgot. That was Thursday?
That was Thursday.
That was Thursday,
yeah. And we met Corey. Shouts out Corey.
Shouts out to Corey. Yeah, we'll get together.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did. Sorry, guys. We don't plan these.
We just got home like 2 hours ago. Recapped with our roommate Sam. Literally made the jingle that you heard with Alex Bazemore. And maybe there's something else you'll hear in this episode too.
Mm-hmm.
But literally got home. They got here 10 minutes later. We made that jingle, and then we ate dinner. We caught up with Sam, and now we're doing this, and it's 9:20.
Mm-hmm.
But we know,
both work tomorrow.
And we both work tomorrow. But we know this work is something we believe in, so
Yeah.
we sucked it up when we're doing it.
Yeah.
And we're not doing it for the listeners. We're doing it for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did catch we went out to Wooksville, which we're not renegade people typically.
But we wanted to show the Snosberries.
We definitely wanted to be there for the Snosberries. So by the time we left tape B, tried to figure out our way to Wooksville, they started at midnight. They were halfway through their set.
Yeah, we came right at Circles.
Yeah. Yep. And so honestly, I thought what we saw of their set, I thought it was
that
sick.
Circle song is so good. I love that song.
I've been loving a bit of the like heavier, not so much like metal, but kind of like I've been liking a bit of angst lately.
Yeah, because it has a different energy. Like, and the energy is like it's not really anger, but it's just like a more aggressive energy.
Yeah,
because they sang that. They did a cover, Sledgehammer.
Yes,
they did that cover, but with the Snosberry twist on it.
Yeah,
and it was awesome.
It was super cool, and
there wasn't enough people there.
I agree, but I will say once we got there, people did.
Started dancing,
the people got on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And it may not have been very many of us, but I thought that was a really sick
Asheville.
That they, the Snosberries were like, yeah, we're the Snosberries from Asheville, and so we yelled out, yeah, Asheville, and then some girl behind us was like, yeah, Asheville, and then she was like, wait, you're Asheville too?
And then Corey came in.
There's 2 Asheville people. And we just start chit-chatting with them.
And we made new friends.
We got their number. We're hopefully going to get together. They were super sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice. I know Corey ended up camping next to Grace.
Yeah.
And we found that out Friday. Yeah. After they had kind of met and like, we didn't get to spend too much time with Corey, but from Grace talking about him,
I believe it. He's awesome.
Yeah. He just sounded like a really sweet, genuine guy.
So Sun Squabby, we're at Sun Squabby.
So we're at Sun Squabby. Well, we're at String Cheese now.
Okay.
Every String Cheese set, I'm not
good.
typically impressed by String Cheese. I agree. Sometimes it could be a bit like Silly Billy.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's nice in the daytime, but like one of the years they did like that full moon set, and I didn't really love it. And everyone was really excited about that full moon set they did.
It was like Dua Lipa and stuff.
Yeah, and like Where Was London is sick, but like. Yeah. I didn't love it. So, like, I never really got too much into the String Cheese shows. And I was impressed at every single one of these shows that I saw of theirs.
And then Disco Biscuits were good, better than we thought.
Disco Biscuits, I will put my hands up. I wasn't expecting it.
Especially losing a drummer. Yeah.
We haven't figured any of that out. We don't know any of the drama with that. But I think they sounded incredible. I thought the drummer sounded good. I think I was talking to Music Never Stopped about it a bit, I think maybe the next day. And he was like, yeah, he thought they sounded really good, but then he went back and listened to like prior songs, and he was like, yeah, maybe the drum was like a bit more rhythm keeping now.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's a new drum. You're playing with a new band.
And he put that post up, and there was so many haters on it. It's just like, if you like the Disco Biscuits, why do you care what their new like? You like them, right?
Yeah, like if you like their music, I understand that like
it's a weird thing.
Yes, if there's drama involved, like I guess it's like divorcing parents. Sometimes you pick sides, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It seems like that drummer guy was really liked by the fans, but then I mean, listening to that diss track, it sounded like to the band he wasn't the most liked guy.
Yeah, and that's a world that we're not really in, and we don't really understand,
world,
and that's
so
okay. And then after that,
we didn't feel like digging deep. And then after that, we did have a little mix-up in communication on meeting points. And so Clint and I did separate, and Clint was waiting for me at the hula sign, and I was waiting for him at the campsite. And it took a little while for us to get back together.
Yeah.
And so then Clint ended up, I was like, well, I'm kind of home, I'm home safe.
Yeah.
So,
and it was my fault, the like communication issue that we had was my fault. And like, I owned up to it pretty quickly, and we understood our meeting spot after that, and hopefully at Hulaween that'll never happen again.
Yeah, we know our meeting spots now. Yeah. And so we got back, we just ended our night was kind of that
the stress of
halfway through that string cheese set was when we kind of got separated.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time we got back together at the camp, we were like, that's a wrap. Yeah. So, not much for Friday, but that's okay. Every once in a while you need it.
We got what we needed out of it.
We did, yeah. And then Saturday...
we interviewed...
Oh, Saturday. Okay, so yes, Saturday we interviewed Balthazar.
And again, I didn't want to work, but we got to the media tent like 2 hours early, and we missed somebody we wanted to see.
So, when we first got out there, it was the LS Dream Light Code.
Oh, yeah.
So, this was something I really wanted to go to, but sometimes you do have to prioritize sleep. We don't set alarms when we're out there and let your body wake up when it needs to. So by the time we got out it had completely slipped my mind. We got out to the media tent a couple hours before our interview. And they're doing this light code, and it was packed. It was packed, and everyone was laying on these yoga mats, and they were stretching, or they were hugging, or they were just laying or sitting, or eyes closed, eyes open, hands up. Just this sea of people.
They were engaged.
So engaged in being so mindful.
Present, yeah.
That just put a little ball in my throat just then. It was like, I had never seen anything like that, and I wasn't even upset that I wasn't a part of it, because I was like seeing that from up by the vendors where you're kind of on a hill looking down onto that
hundreds of people
meadows stage, maybe it was a hollows stage, looking down onto the hollows stage, and incredible. And like listening to the guided meditation, it was kind of like at one point it was a bit mantra-y, and then like some gongs, and maybe it wouldn't have been for me anyway, and that's why I got to see it from up on an elevated surface, seeing all of these people being so present is the perfect word for it. I thought it was incredible, and it was like a very uplifting thing to watch.
Yeah. And then we went to the media tent, and we met these 3 girls that we had already met, and we'll save that one again for Monday's episode.
But 3 of the coolest fucking girls. Yeah. We had the best time just chatting with them and joking and laughing.
And we'll cover all that next on Monday.
Okay.
But then we met Balthazar, and we saw the band Balthus, and we'll cover that one when his episode comes out, so we don't need to get into that. But he was awesome. You probably saw the picture. That episode with Balthazar will come out on Thursday. It'll be from today. So we don't need to get into that one. And then who do we see after that?
Okay, and then after Balthus, we have... Oh, okay, so during the interview, we were listening to Grace Bowers. So from across the way, you could hear Grace Bowers. She played a fucking
Shine
sick
Down.
Shine your light on me.
Don't sing it too much. Spotify might infringe me.
Yeah, I got my eye on you guys. Incredible. Okay, so
But that's all we
obviously-
really heard from that set.
Yeah, but we heard the start of that, and we were like, "Yo, we
We
gotta
walked
get
out of the
there."
media tent and we went and listened to
we
it.
walked out. We got to like where we could just see the stage, and we just danced for that song because I love that song.
is a
That
good
is a
song.
beautiful song. Theo Vaughn knows it's a beautiful song.
And Theo Von knows it.
Grace
He knows it.
Powers
He gets
knows
it.
It's a beautiful song, like incredible. So we did the interview. That was going on in the background. I think Music Never Stopped went up and listened to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we took all of our stuff back to the camp because we did miss Arc de Soleil.
Yep.
Our friend really liked Mary Droppins, or was it Taylor maybe? Taylor liked Mary Droppins a lot. And then we got back for the String Cheese show. And this was the night of the Disco Cheese, right? The second set was fucking Disco Cheese.
Yeah, and I think they played Sirens in the first set.
Yeah, so 7 to 8 String Cheese. Again, like I said, there wasn't a bad cheese set this weekend. And then Frank Moody was something that we didn't really listen in for.
Yeah, I've seen him, and that's just not 100% for me.
And then Disco Cheese set.
Disco Cheese.
Dude.
Dragula!
Oh my God, yeah, they started playing a Dragula, and I was like I think we were both very sober for this set in particular.
Yeah.
And just like dancing our hearts out. And Saturday and Sunday were 2 incredibly beautiful days.
And we were sober.
Sober for both of them.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and so we're listening to this disco set. We're having so much fun. Like every song is a danceable song. And then they just start ripping this Dragula. And I look over at Clint, and if you listen a lot, you know that we are also in the comedy world, in the stand-up comedy world. And we love Shane Gillis. And there's a video of him drunk at a bar screaming this song.
Dracula!
And so I turn to Clint and I just go, Shane! And I start ripping this song. It was the best. That was probably a highlight for me.
Yeah.
It was them playing. And they
And just
killed
seeing you
that.
being like that. Because you know all the words to that song. And I don't know anything about that song other than that Shane Gillis. And it does, I think it's Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
And that's like all I know. And you just started singing. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah, and it took you a second to like
Yeah.
figure out what I even yelled at you, what I'm now yelling.
I was
and,
like, she's not even high. Does she
I'm,
think
like,
she sees Shane
headbanging.
Gillis?
Yeah, you're like, he's not here.
There's no way
I'm like
he's-
headbanging to this song. And I had like a realization not too long ago. I grew up on that kind of
Heavier music.
I grew up, my older brother was in a screamo band. I grew up with heavy metal. I grew up with rock. I grew up with like the kind of punky stuff. And I have had this realization lately that like that is a music I gravitate towards, and that like makes me feel at peace and at home, which is funny because it's such like it does hold this. But so that was fun. That was a fun little addition to a disco set, playing like fucking Funky Town. I don't even remember what they played, but it was a very,
some
very
good ones
fun
in there.
show. And then my star of this night, Glass Beams,
They were good.
blew me away.
Very
And-
like, I don't, like,
Yes, and
this is
that-
bad podcasting for the listeners, but like, I'm moving my hand around, and that's like how.
twinkle fingers and like a bending wrist.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they blew me away. I hadn't listened to any Glass Beams. Maybe I had heard a song or two, but I just had so much fun. And Grace and I just danced together this entire time. And I remember there was one point you came over and you were like, "Oh, this is kind of like heavier than I expected."
Yeah.
Like you
Less
maybe it
trancey,
was like
more, like,
darker.
groovy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I had so much fun. I had so much fun dancing with Grace to it, and you jumped up and you danced with us for a while. And there was one point we all just started running around the field. It's just the three of us, and we're just zigzag running. And there's like
People were joining us. People like
Yeah.
saw it and were like, I'm gonna go do that.
people were just running in with us, and it was so funny. And we're just adults
Little
out
goblins.
of breath and sweaty hair sticking to our foreheads because we're just sprinting to this music. And it was just so fun. And then we kind of lost a bit of our group to go see Zed's Dead, but we stayed for all of Glass Beams. And then Parcels came on.
I like them.
They were good. They were good.
They
I
had a
thought-
long set, and I think if they just did a shorter set, like it would have been more like effective.
There's a episode of Parks and Recreation where Leslie Knope filibusters.
Yeah.
She just filibusters a whole town meeting. And at times, this set felt a little bit like a filibuster because they would just kind of talk.
Yeah, and I can relate to that too because like
That's fair.
I do interviews sometimes, and like my goal for every interview is to have an hour because I like to put out hour episodes. But sometimes an interview, like the questions that I'm looking for only take 20 minutes to get there. And when I'm out of questions, I should just stop the interview. But I have this thing that I hold on to that I need the interview to be longer for it to be good. And that's not true.
Yeah.
And like you've probably seen it if you listen to a lot of the episodes that like I'll start asking questions and then like, and like I'm trying to find something to keep the conversation going and I'm forcing something that doesn't quite need to be there. So that's what I think. Like some of my interviews, if they were a little shorter, they probably would be better. And that's why I'm going to start doing like, if I have 2 20-minute interviews, it's going to be one episode with 2 interviews.
Yeah.
Because then I can still get to that hour, but I'm not sacrificing quality.
Nice.
And maybe this is me projecting, but I think maybe if Parcells had a shorter set, it would have been more effective in like showcasing their talents.
Yeah, because they played from 11:30 to 1:30.
That's hard to do.
That's a long ass time. And did they take a set break?
I don't think they did.
I don't think so either.
And that's hard to do.
So I do agree to find 2 hours worth of engaging.
I know someone that can do it. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But to find 2 hours of engaging music, and they did kind of like...
They ebb and flow for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
There was times that were really good, and there was times where it was like, okay, let's get out of this and go on. And that's kind of what you have to do. And like, again, they're not doing it for me and you. They're doing it for themselves. And it's like when they rock out for 15 minutes, they're probably tired. And maybe they just want to.
And maybe they do just want to like. Yeah, or maybe they want to put their instruments down, sit on the stage, and just chit chat
and talk to us. Yeah.
I did find it funny.
Happy Halloween!
They kept calling it Halloween Festival,
yeah.
and that was just
We're
a giggly
so happy
thing.
to be at the Halloween Festival.
Yeah, that was just like a giggly thing that I kept noticing. I was like, hell yeah, you are at the Halloween Festival. Like, fuck yes, you are. You Aussie boys, yeah. And then after them, we stayed up late, and we went to Dogs and Powell. I was fucking beat, dude. So Dogs and Powell didn't start till 2:15.
But we got the hour back that day too because the time changed.
Yeah, we did get the hour. I mean, it didn't feel like it on my body. My body was still awake.
And I saw my boy Nick. Shouts out Nick, the best photo guy in the game. He got some fire pics on Instagram.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought he was just the team manager, but I think he's also
the photographer. That's sick. Well, then who's Kevin?
I think Kevin maybe handles like another team. Maybe they have 2 teams. Like
maybe it's like booking.
Yeah, maybe they do different roles.
Yeah.
Because Kevin's who I talk to when we do like booking for podcast, but Nick's always at the shows, and he was the one that met us in Janice, and he was there taking pictures, and I think his name is like Nick's Pics, and he's a Philly boy. He likes pictures, and we talked to him yesterday, and we're gonna have him on the podcast soon too.
I love that. Yeah, that's exciting. But this dog set, I love dogs. I love Dogs in the Powell. I think they are always gonna be good. They didn't play many hits, in my opinion. My version of what their hits are.
Look Johnny 2, Chop Shop.
Chop Shop's always fun.
And I don't know what that song's called. Is it called Downtown? The one that's like, don't even know the city. Don't even know the name. I think it's called Downtown, that one.
Yeah, something
and
like
that one's a banger.
That one I do like. I like that one on Chop Shop, but I do always look for a Craig.
Yeah.
I love a fucking Craig.
Look Johnny 1 is good.
I like Look Johnny 1.
And then there's another one. I can't think of what it's called right now. But Brian sings that one.
But they're
Where
always
in the world is
I know what you're getting at. I have no clue what the words are, and I don't know anything about it.
Where in the world is and Brian sings that one.
Yeah.
Jimmy that was one of the few shows. I love Jimmy Law. Okay, I don't care who knows it. I love Jimmy Law.
Yeah,
but
he's a sick ass dude.
There was a monitor for that show, and a lot of the shows didn't have a monitor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really a rail rider. I don't want to get that close. I like to be able to have my space and dance.
Yeah.
But there was a monitor for that show, and whenever he would go into a sick guitar solo, I would show him. And I would just be like, look, guys, look what he's doing there. Isn't that cool?
Isn't he fucking rocking right now? You're like, that's my guy. Yeah,
And he was a person who showed me love so early. He was the first person. He wasn't the first episode, but he was the very first person I interviewed on All Jammed Up. And when I went into that, I had imposter syndrome and I was terrified. And then I clicked record and we started talking, and it went easy. It went great.
And every interaction since then has been amazing.
Yeah.
The Dogs in the Pile guys are great.
I saw Joey on Sunday too, and I was like, "Yo, man, you guys had a great show." And he just put his hand on. He's like, "Dude, so good to see you."
Yeah.
And Sam was awesome when we met him.
Sam was very sweet.
And we don't know Brian and Jeremy that well, but I'm sure hopefully we will soon.
There was, because I sat with Brian at Janice. I sat with Brian and Jimmy at Janice while you were interviewing Joey. And they were making the set list over here, and I was like sat on the couch.
That was probably
here.
cool to be a fly on the wall for that.
It was very sick to be on a fly. Yeah, I didn't tell any secrets, but I was like, this is so fucking sick.
You're like, they're gonna play Craig tonight.
Yeah. And they wouldn't say the encore out loud though. They were like, they went through every other song, and then the encore, they like were writing it down and like showing each other. I was like,
that's funny.
Come on, guys.
That's funny.
But then, so we had that interaction, and then when we saw them at Pisgah, we were backstage in that like room, and Brian walked in, and he looked at me and he's like, he like remembered me, and he was like, I have seen you before. We like did the reintroduction thing. So it's like, I like it when people are like
especially
that.
like that too, and like you've met someone, you've had this like connection with them, but it's like I can't remember your name.
Yeah.
But I know that we existed in some place at the same time.
Yeah.
Help me out here.
Yeah.
And that's like a nice feeling.
That's and everyone always gets so embarrassed to do that.
I'm terrible with names, and that's why I thought about naming all those people in that circle when I did my Wormhole song on Saturday night, and I was like, I hope I didn't miss it. And I don't think I did, but if I did, I love you. Sorry, I forgot your name.
And I'm
To
sorry.
be fair, y'all were fucking with me about the names too.
They were joking with you a lot on the names. Yeah, that's unfair. That's not a fun trick to play. Tell me
I was
your real
sober
name.
too, and I was like, are y'all fucking here? So that was Saturday.
So that was Saturday, and I will say I'm typically a dance till you can person. I could not dance at that, but I laid my blankets down, and I waved my hands up in the air laying down, and I did have a fun time at their set. I was so fucking tired.
And then
dude.
Saturday, I'll go for a second. You guys know I have a guitar, and I talk about trying to learn how to play it, and like I've been playing it, and I learned my chords, but I'm afraid to play with anybody else or around anybody else. And this guy named Cole this weekend, he was just like, hey man, if you want to play it, you can play it. And I played it, and I did good. And I made like a funny song, and like the people at my camp were like, I was like, this is the first time I've played in front of people. And they were like, you are lying. And I was like, I'm serious. I've been too scared to play in front of people. But they were showing me love, and they were accepting me for who I was. And they let me just keep playing and playing, and I kept playing and playing. And like, humor is a big thing to me. Like we said, we're in the stand-up world, because I love to laugh. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And I got to be in this world for a little bit, where it was the jam band world with a guitar in my hand, and the comedy world of making people laugh with the words I was saying. And I was like Weird Al Yankovic for a night, just making these funny songs. And like, the people that were there, they know, and they're probably in their car at work or wherever they're at right now, geeking out, just singing in their head, wormhole, wormhole. And that was just like such a special thing. And shouts out to Cole for giving the confidence and giving me the love to believe in myself.
Because that is all you just got to start.
That's the hardest part. It
always just comes down to you just have to start. And building that confidence is like a terrifying thing.
Yeah.
Doing it for
Imposter
the first time is
syndrome.
a terrifying thing. And you took that step.
Yeah. And now I can't wait. I'm probably going to play guitar after this for a little bit. We should
love
probably
that.
go to bed, but maybe I'll play for 15
Maybe we
minutes.
could play it in the bed, you know?
Yeah. No, I got to sit up. Because I tried to stand up and play, and I was like, I need to sit down. That's what I do at home.
You do, yeah.
Just sit down.
You just got to tilt it forward
Yeah.
to look at the strings. That's funny.
So that was Saturday, and it was
That
great.
Saturday.
Sunday, I'm going to
put
start
myself in
Sunday.
bed. Okay.
Sunday was the first time we did shadow. Oh, and also Saturday, for some reason, I've been playing soccer my whole life, but I never did hacky sack. And I bought a hacky sack Saturday. And that's big going into Sunday.
Yes.
But so Sunday we had Shadowgrass, who like friends of the podcast. They've been on. Kaiser's been on before. Madison, and I can't remember her husband's name, but I think they're married. Hopefully they'll be on soon too. And Shadowgrass has let me in their world. I've met them a couple times, and they let me in their world. So I knew that I had to go to their show and be a part of their world on Sunday. And boy, was I glad they did. I don't think we got there about 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope we didn't miss a Rubens Train, because that's a song I think they do a really good job of, and I've seen them play. And I was like, we got to go to Shadowgrass. And we got there late, and we just danced. I danced with my hacky sack. I was just like juggling it, but with one hand, just throwing it and like doing crazy things. And then I would start juggling with my feet, like using my soccer skills that I've had to actually play hacky sack. And I was just like, we were just going crazy dancing, completely sober here. Like we hadn't even done anything all day. We had a great night's sleep, completely sober. And they played a great set, rockin' set. We hung out with our friends Troy and Erica. And when the set ended, this man came up to Chloe and he was like, we have been watching you guys dance the whole time, and I want you to know we crowned you the queen of dance for Shadowgrass.
The biggest compliment ever. Before moving, I guess not really before moving to Asheville, but before I met you, dancing was never a thing in my life. And I have this memory of the first time me and Sam went out, and I think it was at Skipper's, and we were listening to Uncle John's band, and you and Sam were dancing, and I was just stood there. And I remember Sam came over to me, and all he said was, just start with your arms.
Yeah.
That's all he said. So I started moving a bit with my arms. And, like, I'm there, I'm kind of, like, bopping to the beat and whatever. And since then on, like, my dancing is a crazy thing. I take up a lot of space when I take up a lot of space when I dance. My whole body is moving. And it's one of those things that, like, I feel probably my most confident and like my most like myself when I'm dancing to that kind of music in particular. And I just thought that was the nicest compliment that someone could have given me, especially in that moment. It was just like, it was so nice. It was so honest and genuine. And he like gave us both this really big hug, and he asked for a picture of us. He took a picture of us. We were like riding off the joy of it. So we were like, yeah, sure.
And I would never let him take a picture of me, but I was like, yeah, you can take a picture of us.
So this guy just has this photo of
and
me.
And I hope he found this somehow and he's listening. We gave him a sticker, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. And honestly, that did make my day. That was a high I rode on.
Yeah.
I was like, that was just such a nice compliment, because this is something that like, that is something I love to do. I do love to dance, and I do like to take up that space.
Yeah.
I like to run around. And when we went to that Mountain Grass Unit show, I was the only one dancing, and I was running all around that bar barefoot, and I was the only one barefoot. I felt so good.
Crazy as a motherfucker.
Crazy as a fucking motherfucker. So if you are listening, sweet guy with the awesome tie-dye overalls,
send us that picture at alljammedup_.
I would love to see
And
it.
if you're still listening and you think we're cool, can you follow us on All Jammed Up? And can you share today's reel? That would mean a lot to me.
Yeah. And can you rate the podcast?
And rate the podcast. And share the reel. And maybe if you really want to take it a step further, your favorite part that's happened today, screen record it and post that on your Instagram story.
Yeah.
Because the message that we're trying to get out, everyone that we're inviting into this world, the All Jammed Up world, we need your help. And that's how you can help us, and you can be a part of this world with us.
Agreed. Help us spread the love.
Keep going on. Susto String Band.
String Band. We sat for.
We were still coming down from our high from Shadowgrass.
Yeah,
really.
honestly, it was sick. So yeah, the beginning of it, kind of dancing, and then we just kind of sat down and chilled out with our little group.
I'll take Molly Tuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Molly Tuttle has been someone that, like, I know a few of her songs, Dooley's Farm and The New Wig. I got this new wig to get you out of my hair. And on Reddit, I've been seeing like kind of this hate towards her lately, that she's changing. She got rid of like the Golden Highway band and she's shifting to this pop sound. And people are like, what if she's doing? She shouldn't be doing that. Well, first of all, it's not your place to tell her what to do. It's her music. It's her world that she's living in. And she's lucky enough to let you be a part of it. So you don't get to tell her what she wants to do. She gets to do it herself. And she's creating a really good world, really cool world. And she had that Thriller song that was really cool.
The Thriller was fun.
But the part of that song that stuck out to me, and I never heard this song, and it was Crooked Tree. And the first line of that song is, there's two trees in the forest. One's a straight tree and one's a crooked tree. And my whole life I've like had this thing, and I thought of that as like me and Chloe. And Chloe's this straight tree who like kind of has all her ducks in a row and seems to have it all figured out.
Seems to,
but I know she doesn't. And she probably thinks the opposite, that she's the crooked tree and I'm the straight tree. But I felt like I've been a crooked tree for so long. And she said that, and like I got emotional and I started crying again sober just because I was like, that's not true. And like, whatever reasons, whatever like shame, for me it's shame and guilt and imposter syndrome and complacency and fear of failure. Those are the crooked things on my tree. And just hearing Molly Tuttle sing that song made me realize that like my tree isn't crooked. My tree, and that's the things that make me who I am.
Crooked is not a fault. I mean, crooked is not something that...
to be ashamed of or to have guilt of or to think that's failure. And what I realize is all those feelings that I have that are inside of me, you know? And like to be a full me and to give all the love that I get, that I want to get all the love that I receive that I want to give, like Billy String says in the Morning Light, I have to let go of all that shame and guilt and fear of failure and complacency and imposter syndrome I have. And through the love that Chloe gives me this weekend, I was able to realize that I can get rid of those things. And I was able to get rid of those things for right now. Today I'm going to get rid of those things. But those things are still in me, you know? And they're always going to be in me. And the only way to keep mad at me is to do the things that I love. And the things that I love are music and my friends and sandwiches and soccer and community. And I get all, and the reason all those things make me happy is because I love sandwiches. I love soccer. I love music. And I love music because I love dancing. And I love community because I love friendship. And I love friendship because I love community. But all these things that I just mentioned are based on one thing. What's that one thing?
Love.
Love. And Chloe showed me the love, but I had things that I felt guilty about or I felt shame about that I had to let go. And then I was able to find that love, and now I'm fully receiving that love for Chloe. And now I'm ready to give that love out completely. And you know who realized all of that? Me. And the people that are still listening an hour and 6 minutes in, I want you to know that like the things that you're feeling that are stopping you from being your true, authentic self, let them go. And then you can love you, and you can be the you that you want to be. And now I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. But when me and Chloe started this podcast back in January, we couldn't think of a name. And she told me the name, All Jammed Up. And immediately I was like, yes, that's it. But I didn't know why. All I knew is that I loved it. And she didn't really like it. And now we've done this. We've worked so hard and done 83 episodes up to this moment. And we've gone to Ohio to meet people. We've gone to Florida to meet people. And we've gone to Huntsville, Alabama to meet people. And we've gone to Raleigh to meet Sugar Lake and do these interviews. And we did all these interviews and met all of these people. And the root of it is they all showed us love. But when Chloe gave me that name, All Jammed Up, the reason I loved it so much is because inside, I was all jammed up. And whatever you want that analogy to be, if you want it to be right now, or in set one, the analogy was a car that was all jammed up and the tires were all messed up, you know. And the way to fix that is you have to be the mechanic to fix that. And the new analogy is my friend Derek with jam in his hands, and he's all jammed up. And my cousin Brandon drew that picture. And then my friend Cody digitalized it for media. And they all believe in me. And this new character in All Jammed Up, he's all jammed up. And he has to be the water or the napkin or whatever he is to stop being all jammed up. And the things that had me all jammed up were guilt, shame, complacency, and feel of failure, and imposter syndrome. And my best friend Sam Bartow showed me love. And my best friends Tanner and Preston and Connor and Davey showed me love, and they helped me. And there's so many more people that have showed me love, and you guys know who you are. But the person who showed me the most love was Chloe. And she allowed me to get rid of those things. And I got rid of them. And I'm not all jammed up anymore. I'm not all jammed up anymore. But what I did is I kept mentioning creating worlds in this podcast. And you know what we're doing right now? Chloe and I are doing? We're creating a world. And the people that are in that world are Alex Bazemore, who's my first guest. And that's why he's now the intro song. And when I transitioned from being in Asheville to being a part of Asheville, I met Kevin. And Kevin had that little transition you heard right before this part started. And the outro is Zach Jones. And Zach Jones loved me and showed me that. And he supported. He's in this All Jammed Up world. And that's why he's going to be the outro after you see this. And the name All Jammed Up came from Chloe. And after I finish this spiel and we finish wrapping up Sunday, you'll hear, you just got jammed. And my friend Eric Elfie told me to put that in that. And all those people are part of All Jammed Up, the world that we're creating. And if you're still listening to this podcast and you don't think I'm crazy yet, you're a part of it. And I want you to be a part of it. And I'm going to keep being a part of it. And I have a plan to make money so I can keep doing this thing. Because unfortunately in the real world, you do need some money.
Mm-hmm.
You need money to accomplish your goals in the real world. And unfortunately, I'm part of the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So I need that money. And I can't just be like, nothing's real, nothing matters. Because a lot of things matter. But what matters the most to me is love, truth, and dancing. Because those are all so real to me. And I just want you guys to know that. And another person that I forgot to name that's a big one is One Road Brewing. Lisa sponsored the podcast. She let me have an event there on July 19th. And Kindle Street Company and Sons of Stars and Pickety Split and Shedbugs came there. And they created an environment of live music, which I love. Because they believe in me. And they're in the All Jammed Up world. And if you're still listening, I believe that you believe in me. And if you believe in me, I believe in you. And I want you to be a part of my world. And whatever your world is, I want you to message me and I want you to tell me. Because I want to be a part of that world too. I promise you that. Because Chloe told me a long time ago, wherever you're supposed to be is exactly, wherever you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. And I believe that. And that's why Molly Tuttle was such a great show. Because even though I'm a crooked tree, I still have my straight tree. And I don't know if that was the perfect ending to that speech, but it felt really good in that moment.
Good. Oh yeah, baby, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. So guys, welcome to the All Jammed Up world. And I have plans that I want to do, and you'll see the plans on Instagram today. And there's on that post, there's a call to action. And if you could go help me with that call to action, that would be great. So then we finished Molly Tuttle, and then we took a break, and we went home, and we changed, and we bundled up and got warm. And then we saw Goose, and I guess I'll just go ahead and do this now too, get this part out. So if you've listened to the podcast, you know I've kind of thrown some shade on Goose before. And when I had Cotter on the podcast, that was kind of like, I can really boost this podcast now. He's on one of the biggest bands in the world. And Cotter came on and brought me into his world. And his world was the jam band world. And he talks about that in the clip that I posted. He's like, the jam band world is just so real. It's this thing that you feel, which it is. But to me, the jam band more real, it's music world. It's the music world for me. And when I was in 5th grade, I had this teacher, and she left halfway through the year, and it like broke my heart. I loved her. She was like one of my favorite teachers. And some of the guys in my class like kind of made fun of me for crying. And I used to cry a lot when I was younger, and I kind of got made fun of it a lot. And like it wasn't manly, and I thought that, and I was like afraid to cry. And when she left to go do her, whatever she left for, she moved to South Carolina to, I don't know what happened honestly. But before she left, she was like, Clint, there's a song I want you to listen to called Mad World. And if you've heard it, it's like the dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. Sometimes it's kind of funny, sometimes it's kind of sad. It's the gist of it. Go listen to it. It's a great song. But she told me that song. When she told me, she was like, one day you're going to hear this song and it's all going to make sense. You might think it's weird right now, but it's all going to make sense one day. And Goose played it. Goose played it. And again, I was sober at this show. And I started singing along with it. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying. And I've been using drugs to kind of like, I would go too far with drugs and have like these experiences that were like really psychedelic. And I didn't hate them and I wasn't scared of them, but they were kind of coping for something. And then this weekend at Hulaween, I kind of had like a full ego death where it felt like I was dying. And I got rid of all that guilt and shame that we've been talking about this whole podcast. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. And that's when I realized that all that guilt and shame, imposter syndrome and complacency, it's all inside of me. And I just have to let it go. And I did. And when Rick sang that to me, I broke down crying. And I wasn't ashamed of crying. And people came up to me and they're like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, buddy, I've never been better. And guess what now? I'm part of that Goose world now. The world that they're creating, I'm now part of it. And Cotter's a part of the All Jammed Up world, and he came on. And I hope somehow the Goose Boys can see this. And they can know that what they did by choosing that song for their set list brought me into their world. And I'm so grateful for that I was part of their world.
Yeah.
And guess what? People have asked me, is Goose a jam band?
Yeah.
And guess what else? Goose fucks.
Goose fucks. They came out with the fucking hottest hot tea.
Yes.
Second set.
I never understood Slow Ready. I was like, just play So Ready. And
Yeah.
Slow Ready came on. I put my arms around Chloe and we swayed back and forth and I got it. It was for me now. That world was for me now.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was an incredible set, and our friend Grace absolutely loves Goose, and she was so excited for the show, and we did show up a bit late. We showed up
Midway through the first set.
Yeah, and I wish we were there the whole time.
Yeah.
I wish we had seen the beginning of it. They did blow me away. I feel bad. Truthfully, guys, it was kind of fun to be a Goose hater, okay? It was fun to be in on the bit.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
No, I'm over it.
I think they come to Asheville around your birthday.
On my birthday.
We're going.
And tell me that, I keep saying that in podcast, like everything's connected. Tell me that song, and then Goose singing it, and then me becoming a Goose person, and then them playing on my birthday in Asheville, you're going to tell me that's not connected somehow.
Yeah.
And you know what's all connected through? Music. And you know what music's all connected through? Love. I mean, come on, guys. You can't make this stuff up.
We also had a really funny experience. It was fucking freezing. I lived in Florida for 19 years. It has never been that cold in an October that I can ever remember. I don't ever remember a Halloween being that cold. So we're walking around. We're trying to find some socks because we're out for the day. We don't want to go back to the camp. We're walking around trying to find some socks on Saturday. And we walk into this, like, a neon tie-dye store.
Oh, yeah. This is the thing I was talking. Yes.
Yeah. So we walk into this neon tie-dye store, and we're looking around. We find a pair of socks, and we're like, that is not what I want to spend my money on.
It's like the EDM tie-dye, and we're the hippie tie-dye, obviously.
We're the soft tie-dyes.
Soft
yeah.
tie-dye.
And so you can finish.
So I was like, I need the socks, because I was the one who needed the socks first. And I was like, let's go find some socks. We go into the EDM tie-dye store, and I was like, these aren't the socks that I want. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Let's go get you some alpaca wool socks.
Yeah.
So we go into like one of the hippie vendors, and I'm like, hey, do you guys have, this is also the same place I got my hacky sack. And I was like, do you guys have any socks? And she was like, yeah, there's some right there. And I picked these socks up, and guess what they are?
They're fucking wool socks with alpacas on them.
And you know why that happened? That wouldn't have happened for anyone else. But in our world, the world that only Chloe and I live in, I needed wool socks. Or I needed socks. And she needed them to be alpaca wool socks. And we believed that. And sure enough, that's what they were. I wish we had them so we could show them, because it doesn't seem real.
I know, they're in the wash right now.
On Monday's episode, we'll show you guys the alpaca socks.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it all comes back to the worlds that you're building. Listen to the Jamie Buffett interview. Listen to the Wright Thompson interview. Those guys are successful at what they do. And what they love to do is create worlds. And Wright Thompson's created his own world. But he's in the Grateful Dead world, and he loves it because they create their own world with their songs. And Jimmy Buffett creates their own world with their songs. And I can't create a world with songs, at least not yet. Mm-hmm. But I can create a world with these podcasts. And that's why I want you guys to be in the All Jammed Up world. And the last show that we have to recap was the best show.
We missed J-Rad.
Oh, my God. We skipped right over J-Rad.
Yeah.
I'll let you do that one.
Jumped the goose.
Because that one's for you.
J-Rad was sick.
Yeah.
J-Rad was fucking sick. They, I've maybe seen them 2 other times, maybe even just 1 other time. I don't really know, but they are probably my favorite Dead band.
Yeah.
I like Dark Star Orchestra. I think that's fun, but I think I had the most fun seeing them with an Asheville crowd, and I think I really liked that because it was an Asheville crowd.
Yeah, community.
I love J-Rad. I love that they're usually a bit heavier. They played an incredible set. I had so much fun. Honestly, I was so zoned out in the dancing and the conversations of the people that were coming up to us, and like there were so many people that came up and gave us hugs. There were so many, like, you were hacky sacking.
They were
joined your
attracted
hacky sack
to us
circle.
because the energy we were putting out through our dancing. They were like, I gotta go see what these people are all about.
And so, like, realistically, I don't know if J-Rad's set was all that good, but that was one of the sets I had the most fun with because I felt so a part of the community that they had made at that show.
The Grateful Dead world.
Yeah. And it was beautiful around. It started to rain a bit, so it was a little bit of dancing in the rain. Mm-hmm. I tried to sit down numerous times, and as soon as I sat down, I right back up. And So not too much on J-Rad other than probably one of my favorite sets of the weekend.
Yeah.
And then
I'll do the Daniel Donato.
And then this is when we hit it, boys.
So, and this is kind of where I came up with this whole plan, was at Daniel Donato show too. And, you know, I'm in the Cosmic Country world because Sugar Leg let me in and because Mustang let me in. And I've never really spoke with Daniel that much. And, you know, I think I wanted to interview Daniel because I knew that he was a big person. He was a famous person in the scene. And if I was able to interview him, I would get a bunch of new followers. Mm-hmm. And that's what I was kind of doing the podcast for at times, you know, or maybe not really. Again, maybe this is my imposter syndrome talking, but I wanted to go see Cosmic Country because of Sugar Leg and Mustang. That's why I wanted to see them on Sunday. And then they played for 2.5 hours straight, no breaks, and not like slow jams, like not going anywhere. Their Western fast jam that they're all about. And it was Daniel Donato's guitar that like was just talking to me for this long. And it was Sugar's keyboard, and it was bass slapping, and it was Bronco playing the drums. All of it was part of it. But Daniel Donato on the guitar. And at the end of the show, I texted Daniel Donato, and I was like, hey, man, that was incredible what you guys just did. I've never seen anything like it. Thank you. I was like, Sugar and Mustang have let me be part of the Cosmic Country world. I know a little bit about it. But I want to interview you, and I want to know about your world in Cosmic Country and why you created that world. And he said, anytime, man. And in December when they come for the Winter Jam, we're going to do a podcast together. Mm-hmm. And it's not because I'm going to do it to get more followers. I'm going to do it to learn about his world and be a part of it. And as soon as we do that interview, he's going to become a part of this All Jammed Up world. Mm-hmm. And it's going to grow it organically, not because of the amount of followers, because there's people that believe in Daniel. Mm-hmm. And when Daniel believes in me, those people will believe in me. Because Long Strange Putt said this in an interview that we never released, just for other reasons. But Long Strange Putt said this to me in an interview, and it was the clip I was going to use, but we never posted it. But what he told me was, a rising tide raises all ships. Mm-hmm. And as long as we believe that, and we all lift each other up in this scene, we're all going to continue to grow. Mm-hmm. And Cody Nottingham's done it for me. Andy Frasco did it for me when he came to my house. So many people have done it for me. And the people listening, you know who you are. Zach Nifong, you know that you're a part of it. Doa, if you're listening, you know you're a part of it. There's so many people that are part of it that have lifted me up. And like I said, I'm not going to be able to name everyone, but you know who you are. Mm-hmm. And as long as you believe that you're in this world, then it's true. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a pretty solid way to close. Because what I learned this week at Hulaween is that the music's real, but it eventually stops. Hulaween's real, but eventually stops. And then we come back to this world, in our house. And then we can't live in Hulaween's world anymore. That guy Mark invented Hulaween. He's the founder. We can't live in Mark's world anymore. We have to wait till next year to live in Mark's world. So we have a whole nother year. And for this whole year, what I'm going to do is continue to create All Jammed Up world. And you're going to help me, and you're going to help me. And the plan that I came up with Daniel Donato's is, Pardon My Take is a Barstool Sports podcast. And I've listened to it since I was 19 when it first started. And the host, Big Cat and PFT, let me into the Pardon My Take world. And the Pardon My Take world is in the Barstool Sports world. And I hope someone at Barstool Sports is listening to this, and they know that in their world, they don't have at least that I don't know, they don't have a live music world within the Barstool world. And I want to be the person that does that. Mm-hmm. I want to be the person for Barstool Sports that creates the live music world. And it's not the live music world. It's the All Jammed Up world. And everyone listening who's made it this far, you're already a part of it. And Dave, Big Cat, PFT, Mincy, who I met at a Widespread Panic show, if any of you guys are listening, I want to be a part of that world. And I can just say that, and it doesn't mean anything. But if you give me a chance, I'll do all the right things to show you that I belong in that world. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that?
I believe that.
And I believe it too, so it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't happen with Barstool Sports, that's okay. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep growing and building this All Jammed Up world. And we'll figure out a way to do it another way. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that? Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Then let's close it the one way we know how to. And if you're wondering where this came from, last year at Billy Strings, I kind of was in an uncomfortable place, and Chloe had to put her arms around me. This is what she said to me. Don't worry. Wherever you are right now, is exactly where you're supposed to be. That was good.
Well, all jammed up, hey, that's where it's going down. Best damn pot in this old Asheville town. More than enough old stories to go around. And I'm all jammed up right now. Yes, I'm all jammed up right now.